Despite being the largest national economy, the United States ranks far behind many nations in terms of educational achievement. One of the ways Americans have tried to bridge that gap is through alternative approaches to public education, like charter schools. There are now more than 5,600 charter schools, enrolling more than 2 million American students nationwide. But even after 20 years in operation, they're still controversial. CCTV's Jessica Stone takes a look.
You remembered!
Welcome to Ms. Bryant's classroom, where these 6-year-olds are learning about predictions.
I want you to make a prediction. Am I going to write on my clothing?
And how to plan and execute a trip.
Movies? Check! You know, a lot of other schools are fast-paced. You get it, you don't get it. Let's keep it moving, let's keep it moving. So it's different.
You get to give them more time and more attention.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What are you calling it?
Mr. Caesar Pants.
Giving students and teachers that kind of flexibility is why Director Jennie Niles started E.L. Haynes Charter School back in 2004. Charter schools are free to families, students are chosen by a lottery, and the school is governed by a charter which establishes learning goals that must be met or the school can be shut down. Charter schools are also run independently from other schools in the district.
We steal the best ideas from around the world to give the students everything that they need.
And the needs are great. Although the federal government spent more than $68 billion last year on public education, U.S. students still rank 17th in the world in reading, 23rd in science, and 31st in math compared to other international students. China was #1 in all 3 categories.
We are not seeing the results based on the amount of money that the U.S. spends on schools.
What do you think it says? I'll give you a hint.
Meanwhile, 800 students now attend E.L. Haynes, and more than 3,000 are on the waiting list. 90% of the school's 8th grade students perform at or above national standards for math, and 75% perform at or above in reading. That's not the case everywhere.
But after 20 years of charter schools in the United States, studies show just 17% of charter school students are performing better than the students in traditional public schools.
Does more freedom to experiment with educational techniques equal better education?
Not necessarily.
Allison Brown is an educational consultant whose children attend charter schools, yet she is still a vocal critic of them.
My issue, I guess, with the charter school movement is that it is moving and it is leaving behind so many children that are still in the traditional public schools, and it's doing so not necessarily bettering the system that's already there.
E.L. Haynes Charter School doesn't want to fall into that trap. Instead of chartering more schools, they're sharing teaching solutions with traditional public schools so that every kid in this city can be successful. Jessica Stone, CCTV, Washington.